Today is cold and windy and miserable, and I've decided to bring my sourdough starter back to life, which is absolutely the worst time to be doing it. If you know anything about fermenting, you know you don't want to ferment when it's cold. However, because it's cold and windy and miserable, I would love some fresh homemade sourdough bread dipped in fresh homemade soup. Nothing sounds better than that right now. So I decided, you know what, Natalie, just do it. Just get that sourdough starter going again. So first we're going to start by, I have cleaned and sanitized this jar. So she's got a beautiful new jar to go into. And we're going to measure her out. Okay, so here she is in her old jar. And there's some hooch on top. When your sourdough starter looks like this and it has hooch on top, and by hooch, it is exact what it says. The wheat has fermented and the yeast and the bacteria have made hooch. And if you're feeling brave enough, you're welcome to go ahead and drink this. I don't think it'll taste very good though. The role of the hooch is if you decide to leave your starter rest like this, and whether it's in the fridge or not, you want that hooch there. You don't want to drain off the hooch during the process, because what it's actually doing is that thin layer of liquid is now protecting the rest of your starter from going moldy and funky. When you're ready to use her again, you can either stir her in and use it like that, or you can pour off the hooch. A lot of sourdough starter experienced people would recommend you pour off the hooch. And the sole reason for that is if you stir it into your starter, it actually makes it more sour and sometimes unbearably so. And if you pour it off, oh, it smells good. It smells like bread soaked in vodka. So if you don't want it to be too sour, you can pour it off. Look, a sleeping starter like this is going to be sour anyway. So how do you feed your starter to bring her back to life? You need equal portions in weight, not volumes. You're not going to go a cup for a cup for a cup, because a cup for each of these liquids and starters, and that will actually have a different weight. You're going to want to get your scale out to weigh what it is that you are doing. Oh, she looks so good. Let's go for about 200 grams. Let's see. 200 grams of sleeping starter. There you have it, 200 grams of flour. Ta-da! Now we have it, 200 grams of water. And then we're going to mix this all up. So I'm going to then cover her up and put her in a warm spot. And because the weather is cold, that warm spot is going to be in my microwave. I'm not going to put my microwave on, but my microwave has a light. So I'll leave the door open, and then that light will keep my starter nice and warm until she starts to bubble. And as soon as she's bubbling and she's doubled, I'm going to be using her to make homemade sourdough bread.